I'm Christian with Vision Interactive here at Dallas Digital Summit 2016. I'm here with Dixon Jones. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks very much for inviting me.
Sure. And so tell us a little bit about what you do in Majestic.
Sure. So Majestic is a web crawler, but it's a search engine which analyzes backlinks. So we're the biggest data source of backlinks to a website. So you just put a website into the system, it'll show you all the web pages that link to that website, and information about the topics that they're about and the strength of those pages.
Awesome. And you just gave your talk.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about it? Highlights?
Yeah, we were. I was talking about the difference between writing content for sharing that people share versus writing content that people link to, and there's quite a big difference between the motivations between people sharing content, which is kind of people share content to be part of a tribe, to work with friends around them, and to feel that they're associated with ideas and thoughts. People link to content. That's a lot harder for people to do because they've got to be able to write a web page for a start instead of press a like button. So we were looking at the different data sources and what kind of things attract links as opposed to shares. And we used some interesting stuff from BuzzSumo that done some research on this, because BuzzSumo have just started integrating our data into their tool. And I think you guys use BuzzSumo a bit as well. So now they've got the link information in there, so they could very quickly see the stuff that got shared versus the stuff that gets linked. And so it gave us some good insights and good examples of things that got really good links.
Right. And then link building versus link earning. Where do you see that going?
I think it's semantics, really. I started the presentation by showing 3 concrete examples that links are still very important to Google. And one was a research from Stone Temple, one was some information from one person on Google that talked about it, and one was another person on Google that have all talked about it in the last 3 months, that have said links are still a major factor in the algorithm. So you need to build links. The link earning versus link building, to me it's the same thing. I think people like to use the phrase earning to try and make it feel cleaner somehow. And I would say that link earning is the same as link building, but there are definitely scrupulous ways to get links for sure, and I wouldn't recommend those. But I think that semantics, how you call it.
Okay. And then as far as tracking unlinked mentions, that's becoming more of a thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Is Majestic coming out with a way to do that?
We've actually done that for 10 years. It's not so easy to find. But in our advanced reports, we track mentions. So you can go and get an advanced report, and then you can filter that report and say, right, just give me all the mentions of a website that aren't linked. So we've been doing it for 10 years.
Well, great. And then you're also coming out with an app, or you already have an app out. Tell us about it.
Well, I do, yeah. We don't have a lot of people using it, but I use it a lot, and it was a bit of a side project for me, honestly. I wanted my Twitter client to have flow metrics built into the Twitter client, and there wasn't anybody that was prepared to do it, so I got somebody to build a Twitter client with flow metrics built in. So you can now download the Majestic Twitter app on Chrome and iTunes and iPhone and Android, and I think we might have done it for Opera or Windows, but I suspect not. And then you've got a typical Twitter thing, but if you type in a keyword, then it will show you people that are talking about that keyword, but now it's got the flow metrics, and you can slide across and say, right, this person is influential in news and media, this person is influential in operating systems, whatever it may be. So you can choose which people are actually influential in the Twitter stream.
That's interesting. And then, so you have that. Do you have anything else coming out for 2017 that you can talk about?
We got a couple of really good things that we're working on, and I can't talk about them yet, which is really annoying because you told me you were going to ask that question. So I'm just going to say that we're really hopeful. We've taken a 3D printer up into space this year, and we're printing the internet on the International Space Station. You can find out about that on the blog. That's had a lot of conversation. But the exciting thing for us is that is going to get printed next week, we hope. and it's going to come back down in January on SpaceX. And if SpaceX doesn't crash, then if you come to a conference next year, we will have the actual 3D link profile of the internet that was printed on the International Space Station at all our conferences. So,
Amazing.
kind
That's pretty
of
cool.
weird, but cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Cheers.